Well, I almost forgot to videotape this latest project. I've got a very young child with us that has some severe problems, and she has a tantrum and she lurches backwards when she has them, and consequently the chair she's in is against the wall. She bangs her head against the wall. So I'm making a extended back for the chair. So basically we've got the chair back and the chair seat here. What I'm doing is I'm making a piece that will attach to the back of the chair with a radius like this, and we'll pad this area here so when she lurches she doesn't bang her head. So first thing I've done is I got this big piece of plywood here and I've cut off a square. I've determined that I need to have 9 inches above the chair for her to hit this cushion and not the wall. When she grows, that'd be a problem. I wanted to give it a nice arc, and that way it doesn't look absolutely hideous. Now, I'm not a woodworking expert, I'm just a guy that fixes things. But the way you get this arc is you measure from here to here, here to here. Well, let's measure from here to here first. I came up with 18 1/4 inches. Divided that by 2, that gave me 9 1/8, put me in the middle. Measure 9 1/8 down to here, that gave me a center of my arc. 9 1/8 is my radius. Tape measures, if you didn't know this, have a notch in the end, and what that notch is for, right here, is hooking onto a screw or a nail. And you bring this out to 9 1/8, lock it down, and then hold your pencil right there, and that helps you to draw your arc. Do the same thing in this direction. All right, so you can see I'm about halfway done with this because I forgot to video what I was doing. So I'm gonna finish cutting this out. Hey, has anybody ever had their camera fall making one of these YouTube videos? Oh, gun it. All right, we'll see if that stays. There's my backer with the arc, with the round top on it. Now I'm gonna find some padding. I'll be right back. All right, I got my foam. I got my backer here. Now I need to put it all together. I hope these professional YouTube people, oh my golly, apparently I've had a rat, don't look at that. Hope these professional woodworkers out here don't get upset with my woodworking skills. As I try to say in my title, my goal is to get her done. Fix it. Sometimes it ain't nice, but fix it nonetheless. A good bread knife will go a long ways with foam. We're just going to rough it out here. I know I'm running the risk of offending some upholsterers also. All right, one of the things that I want to do is I want to slide the chair up between the foam and the backer. So I'm going to spray adhesive the top of this, but not the bottom. And that's just going to hopefully hold my foam in place. I might even throw a couple staples in there just for good measure. Oh. You probably don't need to hold this, don't need to glue this, probably not. But I want it to stay in place. I'm only one guy with one hand, two hands, you know what I mean. Alright. We'll throw a couple staples in there temporary. Finish trimming this out. I even get a little fancier and use a angle grinder around that edge. If I can find an angle grinder. Alright, now trimming out the foam like this is purely unnecessary. You can do it with a pair of scissors, but if you choose to do it like this, you need a good grit. Uh-oh. I need to check my tightness on that. You need what's called a flapper wheel. It needs to be a fairly new one because if they've been used, they won't sand this foam too well. All right. It helps when you put things on right side up. You want to make sure that your wheel's turning towards the board. If it's this way, it'll rip your foam up, and you run the risk of getting this thing all tangled up and in trouble. I think it makes things look nicer. Watch your fingers. If you run this wheel backwards, it'll grab the foam, tear it off. Don't run it backwards. All right. So now we got that covered. I want to go back here and take these staples out that I put in there. Those were temporary. And they've done their job nicely. Next thing we're going to need is a pair of scissors and some vinyl fabric to cover this up. All right. That's a big roll. I don't really want to get completely undone, so I'm just going to measure out roughly what I need. That's 20 inches wide. That give me, I'm going to go 24 inches. If you're buying your fabric from a store, this part's going to be unnecessary because you'll just buy it already cut the size you want. There. We got here, we'll do another 24 that way. And go around that a little bit more. All right, 24 right there. There we go. I bought that bolt back when I was doing a boat project. All right. Now remember, I want this to go over the chair. So what can we do to make that look prettier? Got an idea. We'll take a little scrap of fabric and just cover that edge. Oh, got it. Trying to cut left-handed with a right-handed pair of scissors, I'm having trouble. I hope I'm off camera so you can't see how bad I'm doing at this. Don't worry though, it'll look good when we're done. All right. There we go. Nice staple gun. I think I need a little more pressure on my staple. There's a lot to be said for air pressure and oil. There we go. All right. That's just me throwing things out of the way. Don't pay attention to that. Remember, I wanted to tuck this, so I'm going to tuck that. Pull that up over. I don't take anything away from upholsterers, but if you're doing vinyl, pleating and tucking is not that difficult. You can pull it pretty tight to give yourself a nice finish. With any luck, this is going to be temporary. Hopefully this child will outgrow this. And by this, I mean the tantruming. Let me clean this up a little bit. All right, so there she is. I'm gonna go screw that to the back of this chair. And I know it's an old antique wood chair and I really like that chair, but I like this child's head a lot more. So when we're done with this and I take it off, I'll just fill the screw holes in the chair and call it good. All right, so this is the chair extension, padded, with the child's seat in front of it. Hopefully she won't bang her head on that wall anymore.